So this just happened and it was honestly remarkable. I ended up just reading over a little bit of Second Thessalonians 2, and the Lord just showed me something that is literally just like popped out of nowhere, and I'm so shocked that I haven't seen this before. So this is actually very, very cool. So it's Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 3 through 8. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, being the day of Christ. That day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, shewing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you I told you these things? And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So this is the thing that actually really seriously hit me. It occurred to me that it's always like there are two parts of this, and at both times it's like a twofold thing. It's describing two events in succession. So we have the first part, in verse 3, that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And then we move down to verse number 6, and now ye know what withholds, that he might be revealed in his time. So the mystery of iniquity works. Only he who now letteth will let, meaning he who now hinders the revealing in the time. Only he who now hinders will hinder until he is taken out of the way. And this is the big question about this passage, is who exactly that is actually referencing. So let's see here. So it's saying only him who hinders will hinder until he's taken out of the way, and then the wicked is revealed. So it's 1, 2. The hinderer is taken out of the way, the man of sin is revealed. There's a falling away from the faith, and then the man of sin is revealed. And what the Lord showed me is like it's a 1-2 thing repeated twice. So it's talking about the same events here. You have the falling away from the faith in verse number 3, followed by the arrival of the son of perdition. And then down in verse 6 and 7, you have the removing of the person who is hindering, and then the wicked one is revealed. So two things happen consecutively. There's a falling away of the faith, which is also interpreted as he who now hinders is taken out of the way. And the interpretation of this seems to be that the Holy Spirit dwells in those who have faith. So as there is a falling away from the faith, the Holy Spirit does not dwell in those who do not have faith. So as faithlessness increases, the Holy Spirit withdraws because he does not dwell in them. So as faithlessness increases, to an extent he is taken out of the way, in a sense. And then when it reaches a critical stage, a critical point, then the wicked one is revealed, because there's like a vacuum of faith. And it says that he's going to sit in the temple of God. He's going to exalt himself over all that is worshipped. And so he's going to sit in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Well, as faithlessness increases and the Holy Spirit withdraws, then there's like a hole, like a vacuum, like a power vacuum, but like a vacuum of faith. And these, sort of like a power vacuum in like a military sense or a political sense. You remove somebody, power vacuum doesn't stay unfilled. Like that person just gets, like somebody else steps in to take the place to fill that spot in the power vacuum. So as people turn away from God in a larger sense, then there's going to be this vacuum of faith that will not go unfilled for long. Soon, the man of sin, the son of perdition, will come in and he will place himself there in the temple of God, and he will claim that he is God, and people will look to him to fill the vacuum of faith as they have turned away from the true God. And it says, I didn't actually write that verse down, but there's a verse a little bit further down the passage that says, for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, so that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who receive not the love of the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So you can see that actually, now that this just hits me right now, the consecutiveness of this is like perfectly stated for that later verse in the passage. So it says that, so when you have the falling away, obviously these are people who have no pleasure in the truth, so that everyone turns away from God. That is everyone having no pleasure in the truth. So first there's the turning away from God. And then after this has already happened and occurred, then God sends the strong delusion so that they've already rejected God. So he gives them the delusion so that they will worship the false one. And then that's like the final sort of condemnation. Like it wasn't that there was no way that they would accept, it was that they would accept and they would worship, but not God. They refuse the true God, but they'll accept the false God. And so God sends them this strong delusion so that they can believe that lie, because they refuse to believe the truth. As like a final example, they refuse the truth when that lie is not even there. Which is kind of interesting for me to think about here, because in this sense, I think that lie, the strong delusion, will not even be there until the wicked one is revealed. It says later in the passage that his coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. So, like, the delusion itself does not actually, there's like minor-ish things. I think it's probably going to be something a bit more, I'm not going to speculate on exactly what that's going to look like, but he's going to be exhibiting some kind of supernatural powers. And so that delusion actually doesn't exist until the falling away has happened and people have looked at the truth that was being preached without this delusion ever even being there, and they're going to reject the truth en masse. It's a falling away, apostasy in Greek. And I'm sorry about that, because I don't want to be resting on like ancient languages kind of thing. And then so there's the falling away. While the delusion isn't even there, they turn away from the truth. And then in that vacuum, the delusion is placed, and then all people go after that. This is something I had never actually seen before, and I want to say thank God for opening this up, and I hope this is a blessing to you. I hope... Well, I want to just say before ending this video, just... God can show you things in passages you have read a dozen or 100 times. And if you just ask, and if you just trust Him... Actually, I should say, I didn't even ask. I was kind of just like there, and then God like brought me to this passage and then showed me that just out of nowhere. So just trust God, and He will show you the truth. As it says in one place, if in anything you be otherwise minded, God shall reveal even this to you. So if in anything you are not like conformed to His understanding of something, then somehow I feel like I misphrased that, so I'm going to move on from that. But God will reveal to you things that you never had any clue about. Anyway, I just want to say thank you, anyone who was watching this video. I hope this was helpful, and God be with you. Please have a very blessed New Year.